Good morning. I'm Mary.
I'm Linda. Welcome.
Sisters in the kitchen. We enjoy ourselves. I think sometimes we ought to start the video when we first get here and talking, because it's like we haven't seen one another in years. We just have the biggest time laughing and cutting up and talking with little Linda. And Linda, why don't you come here and say hi to everybody?
Linda looks so pretty today. Isn't she looking good? And Carla is on the other end, so thank you, Carla. We almost was late getting on because we kept talking. Linda said, it's time.
We have a good time. We enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
Together.
So, we want to tell them about our clothes.
I know. Well, I got on a different shirt. I got on a sweater this morning because I'm cold. But our blouses were not dressed alike this morning because at night we always text one another, well, what blouse you going to wear tomorrow? And we always on the same page. Well, when Linda asked me, I said, well, that green and turquoise. I said, striped, do you think that'll be okay? She said, sure, that's what I wear. I got here this morning, and she's got this shirt on.
And I don't have one like that. I would have changed.
I thought we had all our blouses were the same, but apparently sometime or another I must have got a blouse and she didn't get one. I didn't. Must have been before we started wearing them together. So.
We got a kick out of it anyway. So.
But I do have one like this, but anyway, that's why we're not dressed alike this morning.
It's gonna be nice today, but it was a big frost this morning.
It was a big frost, but it's supposed to be up in 70. When is it? Friday?
Yeah.
So you never know about the weather around here.
So if for our members, and thank you very much for all of our members, which is growing, we appreciate that so much. And for those of you who always ask where the recipe is, this is all through the video. People are in comments are asking. To get the recipes, go to our website, www.pinkymallskitchen.com, click on membership, and if you join our membership, it's a small charge of $5.99 a month, plus if there's any taxes in your area, to get our recipes. And we have a very nice website. We pay to have it built, and we pay to have it maintained. So we provide this service to everybody that wants a printable recipe.
Right.
So,
and this is a long process today. Different steps. So it would really be nice to have that recipe in front of you. So go to our website and join our membership.
And also tell them there's a video at the.
Oh yes.
Yes. With all of our recipes that's on our membership page, little Linda, she puts the video pertaining to that recipe. So you've got the video right in front of you where you can look at the recipe and watch the video at the same time. So that's a new feature that Linda has just put on there. Linda, the ones that was on there prior to a month ago?
I don't remember. I think we did
the
January.
videos
No.
on there. It's just January, February that the videos are attached to the recipes. So.
Also, while Lynn's gone, do you want to tell them about the membership? Remember, I told you you have to go to the top of the page to see the out and about, the exclusive content.
Okay. To see the
exclusive content
on our page, on our members page, you when you first get into pinkymallskitchen.com, you click, there's 3 little lines at the top if you're on your phone. Isn't that correct?
If you're on your phone, yeah.
If you're on your phone, click those 3 little lines up on mine, it's in the right hand corner. Click that and it will take you to, it'll say membership, and it will say it's rounded out and about.
Yeah.
Then it'll say Mary and Linda.
Out and about with Mary
Out
and Linda.
and about videos or contents. Click on that, and that would take you to our, I think the last thing we done was we sang the song, I Feel Like Traveling Up.
Yes.
But if you're on a computer, hit membership at the top, not membership at the bottom.
Okay. If you're on the computer, when you go into pinkymallskitchen.com, if you're on a computer, you go to the top of the page on the computer where it says membership. Click on that. Don't go to the little lines if you're not on the phone. On the computer, it's at the top, membership. And then it'll take you to recipes or out and about with Mary and Linda. Okay.
So, like Mary, thank you, Mary and Linda. So, like Mary said, this recipe has got a lot of steps. Now, I made this years ago and made lots since then with our niece Misty when she was a kid, and we made one for her mom and dad for Valentine's, and I made one for Mike. You cannot make this in 30 minutes. It has a lot of steps to it, but it's really worth it if you want to do something special for Valentine's. So first of all, we're going to, and I'm using the multiplex, and for anybody that's doesn't have this or anything, or has looked at it, it's real easy. We're going to use the food processor, and I've got this on here, and we're just going to put some strawberries.
We've already washed and cut the stem and the center out of the strawberries, and we're just going to put our strawberries down in here, and we're just going to do all of this. Is not a lot, but that's
it's what was left out of the package, and we ate a salad out of some of them the other night. Used some of them for a salad, and I saved a couple for the top of the cake. You don't really need the food hopper for this.
You can push it on down.
Push it on down if you want to, but
this way.
And I used this one time before, Mary. Do you remember when I used it and I couldn't get it to
I do.
power? Well,
Well,
it takes a little bit of knowledge to know how to work one of these, and that's being sarcastic. You got to push the plus sign, right, to get it to higher speed. And I don't have them all completely.
Okay, well just
Done, but,
chop them up some more.
It's on the side.
Well, let me get a spatula. You want me to get a spatula?
Yeah.
Put it down in there.
Now,
It turns.
if my sister knows what she's doing, okay.
Ooh, that smells good.
Don't it smell good? There's nothing like using fresh stuff when you're baking. If it's peaches or strawberries or berries, it's just so much difference if you can use fresh versus frozen or canned. Thank you. All right, get this back in here. Get my little thing over here. Whoops.
You have to do 2 buttons.
I got it. Have I got it on? Oh, I just turned around. The lid's on all different, but this is backwards. This is, you turn that different. Okay. All right. Okay, so
It takes both of
it takes 2 of us to work this. All right, Mary. Okay. So now we're going to switch to the mixer. And I keep my batteries plugged in when I start to do something. Do you?
No, I don't.
So,
But I don't have room.
Thank you, Linda.
With the counter.
Okay,
So we're just gonna set this aside. Now we're gonna start your cake.
Oh, yes, and
What do you
eggs.
need?
I didn't get the eggs.
Okay.
And so I need eggs out of the
How many do you need,
refrigerator.
Linda?
I need
You need
4.
4? Yeah.
And I need the milk. Y'all know I am so particular about not letting stuff set out. And I forgot to lay them out. I was going to and I forgot. We're using a cake mix, and I'm using a strawberry one. You don't have to use strawberry if you don't want to, but that's what I'm using. And I always
You want
the
whipping cream or whole milk?
No, I want whole
Whole
milk. And you can go ahead and break the eggs, Mary, if you want to. And not in here. I'm
Where
sorry.
you want it?
I'm sorry.
Hey, I just do what she tells me.
I'm sorry. That's what I had you do the last time.
Yeah. All right, let me get this.
Now, this particular cake mix has got some little dried strawberries in it. So, there's going to be some in the sifter. And you may wonder, why are you sifting it if you're going to put those little dried strawberries in there anyway? There's a lot of little things in this cake mix, lumps, that need to be sifted. I might get a little bit crazy here. I was trying to think of the word I wanted to use.
I bought me a little sifter the other day at TJ Maxx. It's cute. It's a little one, and it says, it's a Valentine one, but it's pink, and it says, be mine.
Oh,
It's real cute.
That
But it'd be good for a small.
that y'all will
things.
see this that's in here. I'm gonna pour it
Hold
back
on.
in here because this is little
That's a
dried
little-
strawberries. But I got all the lumps out of
Yeah.
the cake mix.
Yeah.
And that's one big thing when you're using cake mix is you want to make sure the lumps are out. So we're going to use a box of strawberry jello. And again, you do not have to use a strawberry cake mix. That's just what I'm using because I like the little bit of extra
Flour.
flavor. We're putting a little bit of extra flour in it.
And sugar. Now, do you put flavor in this?
No, I
Oh,
do
that's
not.
right. You put the Jello in there. So.
And flour, sugar. Okay, I need my oil and my milk. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I'll get another cup.
I don't only have one set of these out, Mary. Can't you do this this has the right measurement.
Yeah.
And
You want me to do it now?
well, you don't have to. It's just that's the liquid thing, and that's what I use.
All right, Linda. I'll use what you want to. All right.
Okay.
Did you want to use this spatula here?
Yeah, and you can use the same one for the milk.
Thank you, Linda.
I act like I ain't never cooked before.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Go ahead and start this.
Thank you, Linda.
And you can pour that in here. Thank you. And then you measure out some strawberries. Save enough for the syrup. Just get some out of there, Mary. This has got those little freeze dried in it, but I want just a little bit of strawberries in them. See how they're reconstituting with that liquid?
Just a little bit of that in there.
Okay, we got everything in here, right?
Yep. A little on the rest.
Okay, you don't have to beat these mixes long.
No.
Sorry, I
No.
think I just splattered that. Okay, Linda, would you hand me the pans over here, please? We got the oven on 350. And y'all know I don't use flour. Mary does, and a lot of people do. Do it how you want to do it. This is how Linda does it. So I have got parchment in the bottom. I've used parchment rounds, and I also use parchment on the sides. And that helps it keep from having such a big crust on it. So I'm not going to measure this. I'm just going to eyeball it.
You need a bigger spatula for that.
That's all right. I'll just use this one.
And that's thin dough too, but it'll be fine.
Mary, look in that second drawer and get that bowl scraper out for me,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
That'll be a little bit better. If you don't see it, just give me another spatula.
It's in the third drawer.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I blame that on Mike. I tell him
I don't have nobody
where
to blame
this
it on.
stuff goes, but he moves it around, and we play hide and go seek a lot here, looking for stuff. I like this because it's better than a spatula, and I'm really
Show
getting
'em.
stuff everywhere. It's a bowl scraper.
I'm cleaning to do it for
I'm
you.
sorry, Mary.
That's
I'm
okay.
making a teetotal mess.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
It just really scrapes it and gets it out of there great.
Here, I'll take this.
Okay, we're gonna put this in the oven, and then we're gonna move over to the stove and get started over there. So I usually tap these a little bit to get the air bubbles out. Now this is gonna cook up bigger than you think it is, so don't think it's gonna be a little tiny cake. It's not, but it's not gonna be as big as what I usually make. Okay, so that's on 350. Let me set the timer. Okay. Fall over. I'm gonna set the timer for 28 minutes. That's gonna be close to where we need it.
Okay.
And I already made this cake yesterday, and it's in the freezer. So I actually made 2 cakes yesterday. I made one for my friend Paul over in town. Today is his dad's 90th birthday. So happy birthday to Mr. Moorhead. I believe he's in Mount Enterprise. So happy birthday to him. I have no idea if they're watching or not, but I did want to say happy birthday. So
I'm going to
fixing to
start the syrup. Right.
You probably need
I'm putting some water in a boiler. Putting some sugar.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And I'm gonna, now Linda, do you let the sugar and water boil a little bit before you put the strawberries?
Let it kind of get dissolved.
Yeah.
Because we're using imperial sugar, it won't take long.
Yeah.
But we do want to get it dissolved. I'm going to show them this butter here. This is going to be buttercream that I'm making. And there's not a lot of difference because this is not a real bright yellow butter, but I have already beat this butter. The longer you beat it, the paler it gets. So we're fixing to have some noise, so I don't know if y'all want to turn your volume down because I'm fixing to have the beaters on here. And I'll try to get this done as quick as I can. And hopefully y'all won't mind too much.
This is kind of like sugar syrup.
I use the flake sea salt in my buttercream. I'm just going to put this.
Let me see that again. The salt.
It's Pacific Blue flake sea salt.
And where did you say you got that at? Amazon?
I order it from Amazon. I don't even think you can get it in this anymore. I think it comes in a pouch. And y'all may notice that I'm using my, I'm not using the mixing, the whisk, the wire whisk, because this is so much easier to do with this attachment than the wire whisk, and it's much easier to clean it up. And I'm gonna put my flour guard on here and start adding powdered sugar to it. And we're making this to do a crumb coat on the cake. The cake is frozen. We have 2 layers of strawberry on the bottom and on the top, and we have an ice cream layer in the middle. And what I did is I took, I think I already put I used 8-inch pans, and I lined, I got long pieces of freezer wrap, and I crisscrossed it. I put one this way and one this way, and I softened my ice cream. You know, it took
How long it take?
about, not a half a gallon, but it took over half. It probably took
Oh,
over
really?
a quart of ice cream to make this.
Okay.
So what I did is when I got home from the store, I told Mike, don't put the bluebell up, leave it out, because I want it to stay soft.
And you just
So-
use plain vanilla.
Yes, plain vanilla. And then I lined the pan and I packed it with the ice cream. And once I got it the level I wanted, then I closed the plastic up and just wrapped it up and put it in the freezer. In the pan.
Yeah.
In the pan. And I froze it.
Okay.
So this is why I say if you make this cake, you're going to have to do a little planning because you need to freeze that for 24 hours. Then I made the layers yesterday, and after they cooled completely, you don't want them to put them in there warm because it's going to melt the ice cream. I took the ice cream out, unwrapped it out of the plastic
But
wrap.
that's after you cooled your cake.
Yes,
Your cake has to be
completely.
complete. You don't refrigerate it, you just cool
Yes,
it.
just cool it.
Okay.
And I put the a layer of cake on the bottom. I put the ice cream layer in the middle, and a layer of cake on the top. And I put the paper back. I got some more paper because the other ones had ice cream on it. the sheets I tore off was about this long, so that's
Saran
over
wrap.
a yard.
Saran
Yes. And this was for an 8-inch pan. Well, actually, it wasn't saran wrap. It's freeze tight.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I'll show you. You got strawberry on the apron.
Oh, I did? I sure did, don't I?
So
Got strawberry on me.
this is what I use. This is my my favorite freezer wrap, and also use freeze stretch tight for my plastic wrap. This is very thick, and so I tore off long sheets to wrap the cake up really tight and put it back in the pan and put it in the freezer.
All right, let me show this right here. This sugar and water has completely dissolved. Now I'm going to put these strawberries in here. Then I'm going to cook this and let it come to a boil, and that sugar will thicken it.
And I don't normally measure this. This is heavy whipping cream. I like the program because it has a long sell-to date. And it's cheaper than,
You got to have your jar open right there. I use that thing all the time.
I'm going to pour some in here. Now the recipe has the measurements, but I just don't bother to measure this because I know when it gets about the consistency I want it.
And this buttercream frosting you can use on any
Okay.
kind of
color it.
baked cupcakes or cake or whatever. It's a good recipe.
And it'll keep in the refrigerator for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little vanilla in it. And if you were concerned about it making the buttercream tint, like if you were actually frosting a cake with this, you probably want to use clear. But I'm just crumb coating it, so I'm just gonna pour some vanilla in it. Because it will change the color.
Yeah. It does. I was telling Linda this morning that, well, I don't know if I don't think I told you, Linda. I told my little Linda, my daughter, that it's cold weather, and I still have some of my mother's clothes, and I know that sounds ridiculous. She's passed away 19 years ago. But I still have a few of her things, and I had in my closet one of her last coats that she bought. You remember that coat, Linda?
I do.
And it's in good condition. She didn't wear it that much. Well, I got it out of the closet and I wore it today, and it just felt so good to be wrapped up in Mama's coat.
You know, Mary, I remember when after Ma died, Mama loved wearing Ma's clothes.
Mhm.
I understand that
Yeah.
because it just made
It does.
you feel
I've got
so
several
close to it.
things. I've got that coat, and then I've got 2 robes of hers, and a couple pair of shoes. Now that's what's in my house. I still have 2. I think I kept 2 containers of her dresses. They've been stored now for so long, and like I said, they're in the Rubbermaid containers. I might try to make something out of those clothes.
Yeah, like
sometimes.
something for the kids.
Something for the kids or grandkids. I just hadn't got around to it, but Well, for a long time, I didn't wanna do anything with her clothes. I gave Grace
Yeah.
some, and you know, we gave away a lot of them, but I just kept some of the ones that I especially.
I have some hanging in my closet.
And you probably do too, don't you, Linda?
I have a bunch of her robes and,
Your mama had a lot of robes, didn't she?
she did,
She had a lot of robes.
especially because she, had been in and out of the hospital so much, and
I kept 2 of them.
so y'all can see
Ooh, that looks good.
my buttercream. Now this buttercream is sweet. It is
Yeah.
sweet.
So it looks like a good consistency.
Yeah, it is, and I've made, and this is a small batch. I usually make 3 or 4 times this in one setting. But I'm gonna set this over here, move some of this stuff to get this out of the way.
Now, Linda, this strawberry syrup here I'm making, you know, you do things different from me. Do you think, would you turn this burner up? Because this needs to boil. It has
Yeah,
not
yeah.
come to a boil
Yeah,
yet.
I would turn it up and let
I
it
would-
start boiling.
I would
Not
too.
on high, but turn
Yeah.
it up to where it'll.
I'm gonna turn it on a 6 and then I'll
Because
watch
it
it.
needs to boil just a
Yes,
little bit
I
before
know.
it starts to cool.
So I'm gonna turn it up to a 6 and then I'll watch it. When it starts boiling, I'll turn it down. But this has got to boil for it to thick.
Now I need to get over there and start the ganache.
Okay.
So I told y'all that.
You go ahead and start that. I'll watch this.
Okay, I told y'all there was a lot of steps to this, and it is. That's a mess, but I'm gonna leave that.
It's a special cake. But you know what? If this is the month to do a little special
Yeah,
for your loved
it
one,
is.
you know,
It
for
is.
whoever that you want to bake.
I'm
for.
gonna go right here, Mary. I'm going to move over just a tad,
Okay.
and I've got
You
my
gonna melt the strawberry?
semi-sweet chocolate chips in here, and I'm gonna do this just a little in the microwave,
And you
30
do that-
seconds at a time.
Okay.
And then I need to get my cream back out. I'm gonna heat it in here.
Okay. I was wondering if you heat that cream before you put it in that hot chocolate.
It needs to be
Okay.
heated.
Well, I didn't know that.
Now I want to tell y'all something about making ganache. You can make white chocolate ganache or you can make dark chocolate. There is a difference in the recipes. You can't put as much heavy whipping cream if you're using white chocolate. If you're using dark chocolate, it's almost equal amounts of chocolate and whipped cream.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
On chocolate.
Yes,
Okay.
on the dark chocolate. On the white chocolate, you can't put as much of this, but we're making the dark today. So I'm going by ounces in here, what I'm gonna heat up. I'm gonna try to stay with the recipe that I put.
We type out these recipes and put them on there, and then when we start cooking, do you have that problem, Linda? You want to have a
Yeah,
tendency
I
to
do.
it different from what we put on there?
Because we
we're used
have
to not
cooked for
measuring.
so long.
Yeah,
We're just, if it needs a pinch more of this,
Yeah.
we add it.
exactly.
And when you're doing a recipe, you're
You have to
just
stick right
yeah.
with it, so y'all will know for sure how to do it.
So what Mary is doing, what she's wanting to do, because she wanted to get this boiling, it's basically going to be a reduction. You're reducing this
Yeah.
to where it's kind of like a syrup to kind of drizzle over
Exactly,
your
exactly.
piece. And this is something that would not have to be done with this cake, but it just gives it
Oh,
something
yeah.
a little
Oh,
extra
yeah.
special.
Now I want this to cook down.
So this is my third time to heat this chocolate, and I'm going to heat the ganache. or
Now you
heat
don't
the
want
whipped
that
cream.
you don't want that cream real hot. You just want it
You want it right
you want
before
it-
boiling.
yeah. I was gonna
That's
say
what
you
you
don't
want.
want to boil that deal.
Ever since, I guess I already had a fork out. Ever since I had that cold a couple of weeks ago, my ears popped.
Really?
I have never in my life
Huh.
that I know of
Yeah.
had trouble with my ears.
Huh.
That they just pop. That is so
Well,
weird.
You probably still got some infection or cold or something down in there.
I don't. I hope I don't.
Maybe that's
think
sinuses?
it is. Yeah, I think it definitely was sinuses. So y'all notice that when I took that out, I put a lid on it. Now I'm fixing to heat my cream. And I'm going to, it's not melted, but you can tell at the bottom it's starting to melt. So I will definitely have to heat this again.
That's where I have trouble is when I'm melting chocolate in the microwave is not microwaving it too long. Because you microwave it too long, it's going to get hard.
Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that can happen when you're making ganache. But it's really not that hard. It's just, you just have to make it a time or two to kind of get used to it. And sometimes the beginner's luck, you get it right the first time. I made whipped ganache and put it on a cake like a frosting.
Okay.
That takes a little bit longer to do, but it's a delicious frosting.
Well, I'm sure it is.
It's really good. Okay. That's not hot. And what you
This
do is, I'm sorry, dear, go ahead.
This is a lot of liquid.
It is because strawberries have
Yes.
are water based,
Right,
so
right.
it's got a lot of liquid in it. But the longer you boil that,
Yeah.
the thicker it's going
Yeah, I know.
to get, and then we're going to actually strain it,
Okay.
so it will be just a clear syrup.
Okay.
But we can do that after it sets for a little bit.
It's just got to.
And if you got a cute little container to, like when you do your plate, and you can use this as like a drizzle on the plate, and then put the cake on top of it, and
That's
and
really
then,
getting fancy, Linda.
and then put a little tiny container
Yeah,
of syrup
you
on
can.
it. That's how a restaurant would fix it.
I like to be fancy, but I'm not that fancy, but I do like to try.
Yeah, you're usually a lot more fancier than I am because
I always, Linda, whenever I first got married, I mean, I'd set the table just perfect. I mean, because I took home ec and I wanted my silverware placed in the exact same spot and my glass, in the correct place, and I always had, I had a colorful meal. I always had 2 vegetables and a meat, and I just did that. And I was on a very small budget too. I mean, I spent $10 a week on groceries. Can you believe that?
Yep.
But you can do that. You
Yeah.
can do it if you plan and you cook. So.
And Mama, she wasn't particular about setting a fancy table as far as decorations and stuff.
I do.
She had tablecloths on her table.
Yes,
she
she did.
always had nice tablecloths. But the food made up
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
Absolutely.
decorations. Not that Mama couldn't have done
Yeah.
it. That just wasn't as important to Mama as the food was.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You just have to pick and choose whenever, according to your finances, or what you can do, what you can't do. I've never had a whole lot, but you can make, if you want to, you can make anything look nice, even if it's not.
Yes,
even if
not
you don't have
fancy.
a lot.
Yes.
A lot to do with. You can make it look nice. And we moved we was in the process of moving from one location to the other because my husband was in construction and he followed the company, and sometimes we wouldn't have all our furniture when we would have to go to a place. Usually it was an apartment, and you know me, I didn't have my end tables and all my living room furniture. And you know what I did, Linda? I turned a box. I took a box and turned it upside down, and I took a sheet and I folded it nicely and covered it and pinned it in the back. And that's what I used for an end table till I got my furniture. I just tried to make things look homey as much as possible. When I didn't have that much.
Well, I remember
Or didn't have all my stuff together.
Nowadays things are so people can so easily go buy something.
Yeah.
What Mama would call on credit.
Yeah.
Of course, most people today use credit cards or whatever. But I remember when Mike and I, not long after Mike and I got married, we did not have a living room suite. We didn't have a dining room suite. We sat in lawn chairs. And we had a little small table, something like a card table that we ate at.
That's what I'm saying. You can make do. If you hadn't gotten a lot, you can make do. Young couples nowadays, they just want to start out big. You know, they got to have everything nice at the very beginning of their marriage. Well, you can get yourself in a jam in a minute.
You can.
You need to live by your means, whatever you can afford, and then over time you get those things, but you just don't.
It doesn't happen
Unless you go in debt, and then I mean a lot of couples I've heard of, they lose it when they go in debt like that. So we never did do that. Bobby did not believe in he didn't even believe in a charge card.
You know,
We
Mama,
paid for what we had.
in her book, she talked about this, and we've told this before, that Daddy didn't believe in, he believed in being ahead the month. You know,
Yes,
you weren't
I know,
paying
I
bills
know.
for a month
Yes,
behind.
Yes.
You were paying bills for the month ahead. Daddy always did that. Of course, Daddy didn't buy anything on credit except his big trucks he bought, and we never had a mortgage. Y'all can see this is kind of getting at the consistency that I want, because he built the house, so we
right.
didn't have a mortgage. But when he bought trucks, and I think he might have bought one car one time on credit. I'm not sure. Do you know what he did, Mary?
That 59 Ford was
The
on credit.
53 Ford he paid for.
53 he paid for cash, but that 59 he did finance. Because I remember when Daddy got sick and went to the hospital, Mother was having to make payments. And at that time, we had no income whatsoever.
Didn't
And Paul Lee
paid 'em?
Paul Lee made a payment or two until we got on the VA disability. Yeah. Yeah. But Bobby, my husband, he did not believe in charging. He just refused, except for vehicles. But he did not believe in charge cards. And you know what? I'm a shopaholic. And after he died, I wouldn't got me a charge card. And I really messed up.
Well, it's easy to want something that you can't pay for.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago when Mike was talking about trading cars. At the time, he had a Ford truck and I had a Ford Fusion, and you know, I like my independence. I like my own vehicle, and he said we need to get another car. We need to get another vehicle. And I said the only way I'll do it is if we pare down to one, and it was my idea. And I'm telling you,
You regret that, don't you?
it is hard when you have one vehicle. And when we were younger, we had one vehicle. When we lived in Albuquerque, I either walked home, rode the bus, and it was probably 3 or 4 miles. Many times I walked home from
Yeah,
work.
I know you did. I know.
And
I remember that.
I never walked to work because I went to work early. But I would work because I worked 2 jobs, and on my second job, I would leave my job and I would walk to his second job, and this was at night. And I'd walk
That
to
was
his
in
second
Albuquerque.
job, and
Yeah.
I'd sit in the car and wait till he got off.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we know how it is. And
Right.
and then one time when we lived in Fort Worth, and the cars were both old. Both of our cars tore up the same week,
Oh no.
and we had just moved to East Texas.
That's when y'all.
Yes, I was still actually
I
working
remember
in Fort Worth, and I
yeah.
broke down on the road on I-20, and I sat there for 5 hours, and Mama and Aunt Elsie come and got me. And Linnell and Sue took me to work every day for however long I worked there, and then I sold my car to a mechanic to fix up for his daughter, sight unseen, sitting on the side of the road. They come and got it and bought it. And then I bought a car, sight unseen, in Arlington, and that's what I drove home in. Yeah.
Is that right?
So
I know,
it's,
we've all had
you
hard
do what you
times.
have to do
Right.
at the time, you know.
Right.
That's what you do. That's getting thicker, isn't it, Mary?
Yes, it is. It is getting thicker. Well, Bobby, when I had my first child, we only had one vehicle, but when I had my my first child, Carla, my husband went down and bought me a car, and he the entire time that I was raising my kids, my husband always seen that I had a vehicle besides him. We've had 2 vehicles. And I told him, I said, we don't have to have 2 vehicles. Insurance and all that. And he said, no. He said, I don't want to be on the job and worried about you with the babies. He called the kids the babies all the time. He said, I don't want to be worried about you home with the babies. If they need to go to the doctor or if they need something, if you need to run to the store, I want you to be able to have that freedom to go do that. So he always made sure I had a car. Always.
Yeah, that was very.
I always thought he had a lot of ways like my daddy. He had a lot of ways like that, about taking care of the babies and about no paying cash for everything.
Yeah, times have certainly changed.
Yes, they have. Well, I got myself in a big jam after Bobby died. I wouldn't open me up we had good credit, and opened me up 2 or 3 charge cards. I don't know why I did that, but man, I got them paid off, and I don't own a credit card this day because I'm not getting myself in that predicament again. Because it was some tough living there for a while, paying them things off.
Still don't have this.
Well, I take that back. I do have a charge card, but it's paid off.
I don't have this quite as smooth as I want it. So I'm going to stick it back in here again. I'm trying to
Well,
be real careful.
this is getting thick, but I don't think it's got as thick as what you wanted yet. What do you-
Okay.
I don't know what you want, but then you think it needs to be a
Yeah,
little
it's
thicker.
getting. Yeah, it's
The
getting
longer
there.
you cook it, the thicker it's gonna get. It's gonna cook down.
So here's the strainer
Okay.
that we're going to use, and I'm just going to strain it in one of these plastic throwaway things here.
Okay.
You don't think
That's
that'll
it.
burn that, do you?
I don't think so. Are you ready for it to strain?
Just whenever you get ready. It probably needs to cook just a tiny bit more.
Because don't this have to cool?
Yeah,
You
it's
put it on
gonna
that
have to
bag?
cool. It's gonna have to
So
cool
I
a little bit.
probably put it in the freezer for it to cool on the quicker enough. I don't know if you do that or not.
Well, we're not gonna put that on the cake.
Okay.
That's gonna be in a little container.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Hey, it'd be good warm.
Yeah,
It'd be good
that's
warm.
just gonna be. Yeah, so I don't want it boiling, but I don't care
Yeah,
if it's a
because
little
it's gonna
bit
be on
warm.
that ice cream. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds so good. Well, y'all see, I have stood up the whole time. I am doing
I
good.
know,
No,
Mary.
I'm fine.
I
Linda.
feel
I'm
bad.
fine. No, I'm fine.
Should
I am getting better every day. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
you know you can sit down.
I can
anytime
sit
you
down
want to,
anytime I
Mary.
want to, Linda. I know that. I'm doing good. So blessed. So blessed.
Okay. Now, one thing I need to do is I need to get a plate to put this on.
Linda, you want to show them how the thickness of this? See, it's getting thick. And really, it don't have to be too much thicker if we're just going to drizzle this over a slice of cake.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it off then.
Okay.
Are you ready for me to take it off? Or do you want me to cook it some longer?
You can cook. You can take it off anytime you want to. You're doing it, and
I hope I don't mess up, Linda. But I think time-wise, I might have cooked it a little bit longer, but I think that in the straining this.
I'm gonna check my cake here, Mary.
Okay.
Move over that way just a bit.
Okay. Well, you said check your cake, and I forgot that it was in the oven.
It's not quite done, I don't think.
Okay, I'm just trying to get
No,
this.
it's not quite done. Let me set the clock for about.
This is some good stuff, Linda, that you're gonna not put on there. Why is it that you don't want this in there? You just want the juice. It's okay. I just didn't know if you had a reason.
I just wanted it to be
Okay.
pretty.
Okay,
You know,
well, that's
and I
fine.
wanted to be clear.
Sure, that's fine.
So,
It would be pretty.
get some
I just wanna-
down here.
But this right here, I wouldn't get rid of this.
You know why I'm laughing?
That'd be good on some ice cream, Linda.
It would be good on some ice cream, and you know what Mike say?
What?
He'd say, you gonna put that in the refrigerator and throw it out in a week?
I know, Linda. I know, I do. I think I'm gonna save something.
And it is good stuff. I mean, it's pure strawberry. Okay,
That's what we're gonna have to.
this is what I'm looking for right here. Let me get over here.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
It's making jelly. We used to put
Yeah,
a cheese
he does.
cloth
Sorry, Linda.
strained in our jam, our berries.
So what time have we got here? Ooh, it's 10 till. We can,
Okay.
But-
All right.
but
Do you
we're
want me
not-
to put this in a bowl, or do you want
I'm
me to
gonna
just throw it
finish
away?
this. You can just put it back in that bowl, I'm
Well,
sure.
I hadn't emptied it all. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you
This
hadn't
one's
emptied
strainer
it all?
full.
Okay, well let me get a paper plate. You put it in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna be tricky.
I'm
So,
gonna,
We're gonna have to
strain
check the
the rest of
cake.
this.
What you need? Holder here, baby.
I'm slow, Linda.
Oh, you're fine. I just don't want to.
It'd take me all day to do this. I do believe.
Oh, no, they're not done.
Well, we're not showing those cakes anyway.
No, we're not. I just
But
don't
we're
wanna
still
overcook 'em.
Right.
I don't want to overcook them, so they're not going to be done in 2 minutes. So I'm going to change this up and set it on 6 minutes. Okay. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to get the cake out of the freezer. This is where the
Okay.
tricky part comes in.
Okay.
And we're going to do a buttercream on it really quick. And I was going to clean out the freezer so I'd have a place to put it.
This is the strawberry that I just strained. It's just a nice little syrup.
Okay. So yeah, set this out of the way over
Okay.
there if you don't mind.
Sure.
And I'm trying to
I'm
think.
gonna put some water in this bowl because that's
Have a plate. Okay, Mary, I'm gonna let you sit here and talk a minute. I'm gonna go
Okay.
back there and get something to set the
Okay.
cake on before
You
I
can-
set it on there.
Maybe you can turn that water off on me if you don't mind me, please. So,
Don't stay with us.
yeah, the best part to come in next. This is her cake stand. I love this. Sometimes I think about buying me one of these, and then I think no, because I don't do cakes that often enough to have one of these. Oh, and she's gonna use her pretty cake stand. We bought this in Lufkin. When we went one year, we went to the ladies' conference. And we went shopping out during the daytime, and I forgot where she bought this. I forgot where it was she bought this, but anyway, I remember when she bought that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful pink. And this year, our ladies' conference in Lufkin is March the 24th through the 26th, and we're checking into it. I'm going, but we're checking into it. That we might, both Linda may be able to go with us, and Carla and little Linda, all four of us. Hopefully we'll get to go to ladies' conference this year together. We always have a really good time. I'm anxious to taste of this cake. I know it's going to be delicious. Strawberry. I made one on my other page the other day in our deep covered baker dish, and it was a cake. It's almost the same recipe that she used here. And I cooked it in the microwave. And I cooked it, I had never cooked it in the microwave before in this dish, but I cooked it for 15 minutes and it was too long. So I'll make another, and so you can actually cook a cake in 10 minutes in the microwave. And it was a good cake, except that I did cook it too long. So anyway, so I'm anxious to get a taste of this strawberry cake with ice cream. That's what I did with that cake I made the other day. I actually put ice cream with it. So, anyway.
Okay, so
You ready?
Because I didn't get it out ahead of time. I have an acrylic plate that I was going to use, but I didn't get it out ahead of time. I didn't want to take too much time in there looking for it. So this is just a regular cake board here. These are a little bit nicer than the cardboard ones.
They're coated.
They are coated. I don't think it's going to fit on this one, but y'all, I'm sorry, I've got to scratch my nose, so get away from the camera.
These are these little plates. You buy this at Sam's, Linda? These plates?
I think I did.
That's where I bought mine at. They're plastic. They're plastic, but they're nice. They're nice plastic.
I think that's too little, but I'm going to see in a minute
That's an 8-inch cake.
if it's too little or not. Yeah, I think that looks like about a 7-inch. So, so y'all can see.
This is what I was talking about a while ago.
I don't want you to pick this up, but feel how heavy
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
So this is, yeah, this one. Do you think that
I
will work?
think it'll work, Linda. I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. So, this is the size pan I use, 8-inch. And so what I want to do is I want to put it on this plate here to do the crumb coat. Y'all see how much of the plastic or freeze wrap that I used.
Now,
Because,
this is the same cake that she has in the oven. Now,
Yes.
are you taking this completely
I
off?
am, and there was one thing in there that I didn't get. Let me just leave it here for a second.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
go back and get
Okay.
my cake,
Okay.
lifter.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what I wanted to put it on.
Okay. Okay.
See, this is what I don't like. It's not, maybe it'll sit even.
I think it'll
Okay.
sit in the middle.
All right, give me just a second.
And this is the same recipe she has in the oven. This is the ice cream that she's talking about. You use the same pan. You use the same pan that you bake your cake in to put the freezer wrap in or saran wrap, and overlap it, and then you pack your softened ice cream in the pan, and flatten it down to form this shape, just however thick you want your ice cream to be, and then wrap it up. And leave it in the pan, wrap it all up in the pan and the cake, and freeze it. And I think she said she froze it for 24 hours for it to be solid. And then she took it out when it was frozen and put it on the bottom layer, and then put it on the top. And then she wrapped it again and put the whole cake in the freezer. So this whole cake is frozen. And you would have to keep it in the freezer after you decorate it too. You'd have to put it in the freezer because of the ice cream, unless it was going to be served immediately. But I know it's going to be delicious.
You want to look at this cake, Mom?
Okay, it went off.
Yep.
I think it's done.
Of course, I can't find the cake lifter, so.
Linda, I think this cake is done.
Okay. Since I can't find the cake lifter, and I've got probably a half a dozen of them, I'll just cut this off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then we're just gonna manage.
Okay.
All right. I guess it takes somebody that's
I didn't use a taste tester to test the cake.
well, you can.
But
tell it's done or not.
I can just touch the top of it and feel that it's spongy, and that's how I tell the cake is done without doing the tester. So
Anyway, I'm not gonna get irritated. I'm just gonna roll with it.
this is a big job that she.
When you're
A
doing
lot
something
of pre-preparation.
and you're not
for
on
y'all.
air, it's
Yes.
real easy to do all this
Yes.
stuff. But when you're on air, it's hard to remember to get out everything. And I'll go in there as soon as we get through, and I'll put my hand
And
right
find
on
it.
it.
Yeah.
But for right now, I can't. So
Well,
we're
that's
just
okay.
gonna
That's okay.
we're just gonna do this real quick. And I'm just gonna put a small coat on here. Now, if I was making this for someone, after I done this, I would, this buttercream is pretty stiff,
Yes,
but
yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna still make it do. I would put this back in the freezer after I did this, or at least in Yeah, back in the
Yeah.
freezer
Yeah, that's right.
and let it set a minute. But
Right.
and it's not going to be super smooth because I'm not going to have time to do it because of the ice cream. But we're going to do the best we can with it.
Oh, it's looking good to me. I think you've done an excellent job.
We'll take this excess off, and you can always thin this down if it's too thick with just adding a
Well,
little bit more.
You're just more or less putting a thin layer over it.
Yeah.
You're not.
A crumb coat is just
Right.
exactly what it is. You're
Right.
coating the outside of it.
Right.
Here, would you put me another spoonful
I
of
should.
sugar?
You want it on top?
Yeah, just right here. I got it. Thank you. You don't want a whole lot because that chocolate will, that's probably enough. And I'm gonna take some of this off as
Just
soon as
trying
I
to
get
get
it
that
all
like
coated.
that. Yeah.
Alright. So for everybody that's ever ordered a cake from me, and y'all said, I just want something real simple.
Well, now let me tell about it. She's not baking for the public anymore. I know she said she baked Paul a cake. Did you tell him you baked Paul a cake? I don't know if you told him or not.
I did.
But
I
that's
baked-
a
I
friend.
baked his dad's.
Yeah, his dad's
A
birthday.
cake for his
But she's
birthday.
really not baking for the public because she just doesn't have a day off, and she has to have some time off. She doesn't bake for the public anymore. She tried her best to get me to do it from home around in my community to bake for the public, but I'm not perfect, and I want it to be perfect, and so I couldn't handle that stress because my stuff don't turn out the same every time, and I just didn't think I could do it, and I could help her with what she does, but we work better together. I don't have a lot of confidence in myself and what I do. Linda, she has more confidence.
That ice cream is so cold, it's making this
Like
buttercream
that, yeah.
really get
Yeah.
hard quick. And Mary, and now I say that, now it's fixing to get soft, but Mary does beautiful baking. She always has.
Well,
But,
I'm more into decorating.
But when somebody is paying good money for
Yeah.
something, they want it done a certain way. And I can tell y'all that this is not going to be super smooth. I can tell you how to smooth it, and I can show you how to smooth it, but I can't right now because we're working with ice cream. And you don't leave an ice cream cake setting out indefinitely, as you can already tell.
It's looking okay, Linda. It
But,
don't have to be perfect.
So if
You gonna put ganache over it.
yeah, and that's
You ready for me to? Where's my rag?
after it sets, after the buttercream sets, and this is a crusting buttercream. Some buttercream is creaming, some is crusting. This is a crusting buttercream.
Linda has it. The
You
rag.
can-
I was looking for
oh,
a rag to wipe this.
You
up.
can take a paper towel and you can go around and blot real evenly, real lightly. But you need to use Viva because Viva doesn't have a print on it. If you use Bounty or one of the others, it's going to show the print on it versus.
You're talking about paper towel now, aren't you?
Yes, I'm talking about paper towel. So,
Okay, let me move
um,
this.
because it's not on the cake lifter and it's on this plate, it's not, when we put the ganache on it, it's not going to drain. So, that's why I was trying to find that cake lifter so I could set it directly on a rack. When you pour ganache, it should be setting on a cake rack. And that's what I said in the instructions for our members.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do, well, actually, I'm not going to put it on that cake plate
You
until
gonna
we
put it
pour.
on a rack now, or not?
No. Well, maybe so. Let me get my thing in here.
And your chocolate, is it still in the microwave?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe it is.
I
I
just
guess it
didn't
is
see it.
still in the microwave.
Okay. All right.
So I've got this lined with parchment. And what do you think, Linda?
She just put parchment on the bottom because this chocolate is going to go down.
This is very, very hot. I cannot pour this on that cake right now.
Oh, okay.
As much as I wanted to show this finished, I'm not going to do it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do what Mary did. I'm going to have to put this back in the freezer and let this sit and let that ganache cool, and then when it's cooled, I'll take a picture and show it.
Okay.
Because if we pour that on there now, this is going to be a hot mess. And I've made enough of these to know that's what it's going to do. So
Okay.
this is not finished, but I will post a picture when we get it finished.
Okay. You're gonna pour the chocolate ganache over it.
Yes.
And just let it run down the sides, and then you're just gonna use this when you slice a piece.
Yes, we're going to put
Okay.
a little on,
This is
drizzle a
from
little
it.
on a plate, and
Okay.
have a little in a little tiny cup that
Okay.
you can pour on it.
Okay.
And we'll show all of that on a tray
Okay.
when we
Okay.
get through. And I'm sorry, y'all, but that's how it works when you're doing something with so many steps. But you'll get to see the finished products. Did we have any questions before we get off the air?
Yes, just one. They wanted to know where you got your pink aprons or how to buy them.
You
Go
can
ahead.
buy these on our website, and that's www.pinkymosskitchen.com. And you just scroll on down, and it says products, and you just click on that, and it brings up all of our products, which are our pink aprons. We have pink aprons and white aprons like this with our logo on
Yes.
it. And go
And
ahead.
kids' aprons,
Mhm.
they're
Yep.
red.
Mhm.
And then we have a cup.
Cup, and then we have a cup that says Pinky Mom on it. Do you have a cup out?
It's
Okay,
in
that's
the
okay.
thing. It's in the
Oh,
cabinet
okay,
there, but I
okay.
can't reach it. I think it's the second one, Linda, at the top.
And
Thank you.
and this is our cup. It's a coffee cup or a drinking cup. It's Pinky Mom's Sisters in the Kitchen. Okay.
So, any other? Okay. So thank y'all again. We hope that you will go to our website, take a look at it, and
Now you're going to post this on Pinky Mom's
yes,
because it will be on our members page.
yes.
Also,
But I'll post
but
it
it
on
will be on
Pinky
Pinky Mom's
Facebook page.
Right.
And Mom's book is being printed.
Oh, I know it is at the printers. I'm so happy. I'm so excited about it.
I am too. So thank y'all for joining us, and we'll show the finished product as soon as we get this cool enough to where we can pour this on it without it melting.
Okay.
So we love y'all. Be sure to count your blessings, and we'll be live tomorrow at your house.
Yes, my house
10
tomorrow.
o'clock Central Time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.